Alright guys, Fula coming to you with another video. I hope all is well with y'all. I don't know, man. I keep on like doing the same videos because it just seems like something else occurs, but you hope, like a part of you hope that there's progress being made, and then there's no progress being made. But what happened is that I was recently looking at my storyline on Instagram, and a story was brought to my attention that a Italian migrant of Ethiopian origin took his life because he said the racism was unbearable. Now, the thing is, he was pursuing football. He actually was in the AC Milan Academy, youth academy. So, I don't really know the backstory of it all, but I'm thinking pretty much that typical of being in Italy when you're playing soccer as a black person, you're going to endure racism, and you're going to endure racist chats. Now, he took his life, and he said some things that were kind of striking to me, and it just goes to show that, no matter what you try to do, you're still going to be looked at as just like a black person. And I was surprised that he went this route and he did what he did. So I was looking at it, and he said that, he would actually make fun of other black people in order to fit in, and that he would just like crack jokes about other black people in order to, assimilate into that Italian way. And so that just goes to show you another thing too. I'm going to tell you that's something that a lot of people don't want to talk about, but it is something that some East Africans have about themselves. I'm not trying to, put all East Africans under the bus, but some East Africans, like be it from Somalia, be it from Ethiopia, and really I haven't experienced that from Eritreans at all, but it probably does exist amongst Eritreans, but not at a very small extent, but there is this thing that basically, because of their phenotype looks more, I guess you can say more, let's just say more, what's a good word? Their phenotype looks more, I guess, more closely related to North Africans than Sub-Saharan Africans. I guess I can use that. And so with that being said, it just gives a feeling of, arrogance in certain points and how they interact with other Africans who may be from, let's just say, West Africa or further down south. Now, the thing is that I think with him, more than anything else, though, it had to do with him just trying to take the heat off of himself and just be like, okay, yeah, I'm one of you guys, and I don't have anything to do with the other Africans. That's what it had to do with most of the time. However, I don't think it mattered. I think he still had to endure, probably racial slurs and things like that. Now, on paper, Italy did not colonize Ethiopia, but by means of just being politically correct, Ethiopia was an Italian colony. Let's just say that, okay? Let's just be politically correct and say that, yes, Ethiopia indeed was an Italian colony. Now, for those of you guys who don't know the legacy, the colonial legacy of Ethiopia, you know, it's just very, very ferocious and very horrendous in every sense of the word. And what I mean by that is that it was very much like an apartheid system in place with what they were doing in that whole region of Africa. You know, it was very much like apartheid. Now, the thing is about it is that I think he was of the impression that since on paper it wasn't colonized, that he had like a free kind of pass. With all that being said, it is still sad. It's a sad thing that it occurred. It's a sad thing that he, you know, couldn't find the fortitude to continue on. I really hope that, you know, with him enduring these taunts and these racial slurs that he had to deal with, what I'm hoping is that it never got physical. What I'm hoping is that he never had a physical altercation with anybody due to the color of his skin. And that altercation led him off the deep end and led him to take his life. I think he was only 20 years old too. That he, when he did this. And I think maybe too, this is the thing. This could have been a big factor in him doing it. He maybe didn't have the correct support system for him to do it, like for him to really function in that society, for the simple fact that he was taken in as a foster kid by an Italian family. So perhaps, you know, if he had a support system, maybe it would have probably helped if he had more of a support system, meaning that he could have looked out to the Ethiopian community or just the big East African community there at large, and been able to have the support he needs to get through what he was getting through, or what he was going through, for the simple fact that he's not the only one enduring that. You know what I mean? So this is why it's like very sad that this brother had to go the way he went. The point is too, and this is one thing I would like to say about this whole thing, is that we may be culturally distinct in terms of just having different cultures because black is so vast, but we still share the same thing, that our skin is black, you know, be it jet black, be it brown black, be it high yellow black, be it caramel black, be it mocha black, any one of the blacks, but we're still black, you know, and so we'll never be separated from this situation we find ourselves in, you know. You can look at countless examples, especially in Italy. If you just want to take the football examples, there are so many examples. Let's just take the football examples. So, I mean, it got to the point where a Guinean player, I think his name was Kevin Constant or something, that he booted the soccer ball out of the stadium because he was like, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm not taking this like abuse. And so that's what he did. You know, he booted the darn thing, out of the how should I say, he booted it out of the stadium because he was so fed up with the abuse that he was enduring, right? And then you look at, what's his name, Boateng, Derek Boateng. He did the same thing. He booted it out because he just got tired of the abuse. Now, there was also Mario Balotelli who cried. Now, I'm not sure if he was crying off of I don't know if he was crying from the abuse he received or if he was crying for another reason. I'm not sure. But I think it was based off of the abuse. And he was tearing up. They showed a picture of him and they showed him like tearing up, crying about going through what he was going through, right? So this just goes to show you that it's something that's institutional over in Europe as it is here, and it just goes from the colonial legacy. That's just one thing. And another thing about it is that in that colonial legacy, I'm not saying, me personally, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't go for a European woman. That's just my personal preference. But when you read about the colonial legacy, about how they viewed women, you kind of understand why they entertain black women, and that black women don't get the brunt of their how should I put it, their racist activity. You know what I mean? So with that being said, there is, however, one incident that an Italian athlete of Nigerian descent went through. I think she got hit in the eye with something by a racist Italian, and that in getting hit in the eye, her eye had to be like sealed shut or something like that, or she had like a bandage over her eye or something. And so I'm just saying that this is something that you are going to experience in Italy. The thing is that Africans in general get the reputation of being criminals and things of that nature. And so because they get the reputation of being that, they assume that all Africans are only going there to start trouble. And that's not true at all. When the majority just want to make a living. That's it. And I know that my family that lives in Italy, they won't tell me, what they go through, but I know for sure that they are going through that same situation that this brother found himself in. It's sad though, man. It really is. It's sad that he was driven to that point to have to do that. I mean, again, he probably needed a better support system in order for him to get the fortitude to push through this situation that he found himself in. But I don't think, unfortunately, I don't think that his experience is going to actually make a change over there. I don't think his experience is going to make people aware of the consequences of their actions and their words. But I mean, I think for the most part, the Italians are going to look at him, oh, just another immigrant dead, I mean, is going to have close friends. Maybe he made some close Italian friends. But the sad reality of it is they're just going to move on. They're just going to, and probably not think a second eye or blink a second eye about what just happened. That's just my sincere feeling. And it's sad to think that way, but I just believe so. Because of the simple fact that, that's just how it goes over there, with the Italians and with the Europeans at large, There's still internal racism in a lot of Europeans. And I'm going to end it on this note. I feel bad. I feel way more bad for the mixed kids. And this is the reason why I feel bad, is because although they have maybe a black mother or they have a black father, that's still not good enough. It's still just, it just shows that no matter what, that blackness is just going to override everything for the average European. But anyhow, man, prayers up to his family and prayers up to his real family, his biological family. And I just pray to Allah that anybody else over there who's going through these things develops the fortitude to push through these issues, that they may be enduring in terms of the racism that they're facing. But anyhow, man, that's just all I got for now. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Who was signing out? Njara.